Hey there, Cowboys Nation. Welcome to Dallas Cowboys Fan, your ultimate destination for all things America's team. Whether you bleed blue and silver or are just starting to catch Cowboys fever, this is the place. If you are a die-hard fan, please make sure to subscribe for more latest news and updates of your favorite team. What's up, Cowboys Nation? We have a bombshell report today that's going to shake the NFL world. Could Micah Parsons really be on his way out of Dallas? And even crazier, could he be heading to the Philadelphia Eagles? I know this sounds insane, but the latest rumors and reports suggest that this is a scenario that might not be as far-fetched as you think. Let's break it all down, see what's really going on, and figure out if Cowboys fans should be worried about losing one of the best defensive players in the league. So first off, why is this even a conversation? Micah Parsons has been the heart and soul of the Cowboys' defense since he entered the league in 2021. He's a game changer, a force of nature, and one of the most dominant defensive players we've seen in years. He's already a multiple-time Pro Bowler, a Defensive Player of the Year candidate every single season, and the face of this defense. But here's where things get tricky. Parsons is eligible for a massive contract extension, and the Cowboys front office hasn't exactly been proactive in locking him down long-term. With other major financial commitments, like Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb, the question is starting to arise. Can the Cowboys actually afford to keep Micah Parsons? Now, let's get into the latest speculation that's causing panic among Cowboys fans and excitement for Eagles fans. Earlier this week, reports surfaced that there is tension between Parsons and the Cowboys organization over his future contract. Apparently, Parsons is looking for a record-breaking deal, something that would make him the highest-paid defensive player in NFL history. And honestly, he deserves it. But the problem is, Dallas isn't in the best cap situation. And if they don't act fast, they could find themselves in a really tough spot. Now, here's where things get wild. Some insiders are hinting that the Eagles could be a potential landing spot for Parsons if things fall apart in Dallas. Why? Well, let's look at the facts. First, the Eagles have built a reputation for making aggressive moves, especially when it comes to elite defensive players. They've proven they're willing to spend big to maintain a top-tier defense. Second, Philadelphia has the cap space and flexibility to make a deal work, especially if they restructure some contracts. Third, and this is the most intriguing part, Micah Parsons is a Pennsylvania guy. He grew up in Harrisburg and played college ball at Penn State. He's got roots in the state, and there's no doubt that if he ever did leave Dallas, Philly would be one of the first teams to call. But let's pump the brakes for a second. How realistic is this? Is there actually a world where the Cowboys let Micah Parsons walk and allow him to land with their most hated division rival? On the surface, it sounds impossible. The Cowboys front office isn't dumb. They know Parsons is a generational talent. But let's be real, we've seen crazier things happen in the NL. Remember when the Patriots let Tom Brady walk? When the Packers moved on from Davante Adams? Sometimes, even the most unthinkable scenarios become reality when money and contracts get in the way. So let's talk about what would have to happen for this nightmare to become real for Cowboys fans. First, Dallas would have to either fail to extend Parsons or franchise tag him, leading to a messy contract dispute. Second, if Parsons became available, the Eagles would have to make a blockbuster trade offer or wait for him to hit free agency. Third, and this is the wild card, Parsons himself would have to actually want to go to Philly. We know he's competitive. We know he wants to win, and we know he's a businessman. If the Cowboys aren't willing to pay him what he deserves, you best believe he'll look elsewhere, and the Eagles would be a prime landing spot. So what are the Cowboys saying about all this? So far, there hasn't been any official statement, but the silence is deafening. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones has always been known for making splashy moves, and keeping his stars happy. But he's also been hesitant to hand out massive contracts to defensive players. Look at the way the Cowboys handled DeMarcus Lawrence and Ezekiel Elliott's deals in the past. There was always drama. And let's not forget how they let Amari Cooper go over money issues. The Cowboys have a history of playing hardball when it comes to contracts, and that's what has fans worried right now. On the other hand, the Eagles are always aggressive in making moves to stay ahead in the NFC East. Howie Roseman has been one of the most strategic general managers in football, consistently finding ways to reload the roster and keep Philly in contention. If he smells an opportunity to poach an elite player from Dallas, you better believe he'll go all in to make it happen. Now let's talk about the fan reaction, because this rumor has already sent shockwaves through the NFL community. Cowboys fans are panicking at the mere thought of Parsons wearing midnight green. Just imagine how painful it would be to see him lining up against Dak Prescott twice a year, wreaking havoc on the team that drafted him. On the flip side, Eagles fans are salivating at the idea of adding one of the most dominant defensive players in the league to an already stacked roster. But here's the million-dollar question: what does Micah Parsons want? That's where things get interesting. Parsons has always been vocal about his love for Dallas, but he's also a guy who knows his worth. He's not going to take a hometown discount just because he loves playing for the Cowboys. If he feels disrespected in negotiations, or if Dallas drags their feet, he might start looking at his options. And if that happens, the Cowboys could find themselves in a bidding war that they're not financially prepared to win. This is the type of move that will dominate sports talk shows for weeks. Analysts will debate whether the Cowboys got enough in return, if the front office handled the situation correctly, and what this means for the team's championship aspirations. Some will argue that trading away a proven superstar is a mistake, while others will say that this was a necessary step in reshaping the roster. So what's next? The Cowboys front office needs to make a decision, and they need to make it fast. They cannot afford to let this situation drag out and turn into a major distraction. They have to sit down with Parsons, give him the respect he deserves, and get this extension done before things spiral out of control. If they don't, the NFL world could be in for one of the most shocking moves in recent memory. So Cowboys fans, how are you feeling about this? Do you believe the front office will lock up Parsons for the long haul? Or are you worried that they might mess this up and let him walk? And Eagles fans, how would you feel if Micah Parsons somehow ended up in Philly? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button if you love NFL content, and subscribe for all the latest updates on this developing story. Until next time, stay tuned and keep it locked in right here for all your NFL news.